Hello everyone, my name is Griff, and today we are going to be looking at the players' response to players' feedback done by director Yuji Okada. This was done as part of an interview from, I believe, the Dragalia podcast. Yes, an interview with the director Okada that was conducted by Yumi Uchimaya and Ayaka Asai, the voice actors for the Japanese language of Dragalia Lost. So this was done by the voice actors, and these two asked some questions about player feedback and what personally they had for player feedback. I just wanted to point out you may not have even seen this because this was not tweeted at all. If you get your news from either Dragalia Lost Twitter, either the official or the English one, it was not tweeted at all. It was only on the website and was also only in game. So if you're in game, you can actually see this. You can actually see where they were talking about this. But for the most part, this was kind of hidden information. There's not too much to go over here, and I want to bring up the fact this was done on June 28th, 2020, so there isn't going to be anything about Halloween Ocean or water mana spirals. This is going to be stuff from the end of June. So we're going to take a look. So first, we have feedback about Wukong's convictions, which were used to upgrade Wukong in the recent raid event. It seems player really liked the new system of using materials obtained during the event to unlock nodes in his mana spiral, and we hope to see this event in the future. The new upgrade system using convictions was well received by many players, so I want to keep that in future raid events. I think the main reason the feature was well received was because by obtaining the convictions upgrade items during the event, it was possible to upgrade the event adventure Wukong without using any existing upgrade materials, and because upgrading Wukong meant he grew significantly stronger during the event. Wukong had the ability that gave him an advantage during the event, so he was used a lot, even when the difficult quests like Omega battles. I think players were satisfied with this event because they were able to thoroughly upgrade Wukong and use him to defeat bosses. So personally, yeah, I loved the conviction system. I really hope when they rerun these events, they do bring up the conviction system. So I know that we're going to get a summer rerun soon. I'm hoping that when they rerun that event, maybe we'll see the conviction system with Summer Estelle, because that would be something that would allow a lot of the players to completely max her out. But she is also a 4-star, so I don't know if they are going to do that. They're probably just going to do this with 5 stars because 5 stars don't require Water to get to the 3rd mana spiral. Oh, sorry, 5th mana spiral. So, it is what it is. Next, some players have shared feedback about shared skills. While they do expand the options for clearing quests, it seems like healing adventures are becoming less useful since any adventure can use healing skills. And then Okada respond. The game operation team has the same expectation regarding skill share. Based on our data, we have not seen healer players suffering any sort of striking decrease in usage at this point in time. Furthermore, there are parts in high difficulty quests where a healer adventure is necessary, so I believe that the healer adventures are maintaining their usefulness at the moment. I 100% agree with this. When I first heard about healing skills, or shared skills, I really thought that healers would just become irrelevant. But I think one of the two main things that stops this from happening is certain skills not being shareable. For example, Grace's skill is not shareable. And 2, the SP cost is increased and the healing is reduced on shared skills. So it's not going to be the exact same. And there are quests like, for example, Master and Expert Bulk, where you need that healing, you need to get rid of Plague. So I think that there are healers that are in pubs. If you're a healer main, I think you're perfectly fine the way you are, and I think that Cygames is going to be adding more healers in the future. So, look forward to those. I think also we might get a Gala staff soon. I think maybe that will be the anniversary character, because we haven't gotten one yet. And I don't know how many other weapons. I think we're missing Dagger, and I think Staff. So, it should be interesting. We'll have to see what they do with that. Next. Oh, this is probably one of my favorite I wanted to go into. We received feedback that players would like it if it were not possible to use the dodge action repeatedly because, while the addition of invulnerability of time to dodge attack was a good thing, players can become perpetually invulnerable by flicking repeatedly. Okada responds, We discussed this a lot, but we settled on this mechanic because we wanted to make it easier for players to challenge a wide breadth, okay, of quests. Going forward, I would like to make high difficulty quests that are predicted on this mechanic, but players won't be able to clear the quest if all they do is dodge. So I think that increasing the methods of avoiding attack and expands the gameplay. As you said of the case up to now, you can use skill share when you can use a skill right when the red marker attack activates to avoid damage while the skill is active, and you will always get hit if you are within the area of a purple action marker attack. You can dodge attacks by going outside of the action marker's rankers, with some exceptions. So this is just increasing the number of ways you can dodge attacks. However, it does decrease the overall difficulty level, and players who have come up with strategies using older methods for dodging may feel like a little unsatisfied with that, but I do hope you look forward to content we add in the future. So this is a massive sort of like call out a little bit, but I think it's confirmation that the role system isn't going anywhere, but it is being used and is being kept in mind in the future. And I think this shows especially in Aya and Toho. Aya and Toho have so many purple attacks, purple marker attacks, that if you are just rolling all the time, you'll end up rolling out of reds into purples. And I think that's something that they are really considering going forward, that you will have to be able to know when to dodge in these high difficulty quests, which I personally like a lot. I think that it's a good change. I think it could be tuned down a little bit, and I'm hoping that maybe they still tune it down a little bit, maybe put a limit on the amount of times you can dodge roll in a row. Like maybe they're like, alright, you've dodged 6 times continuously, now you can't roll again. So I think that there are ways that they can fix this, but this confirmation makes me super happy that they are taking this into account. They know that players are not super on page with it. Not every player is super on page with it, and they're doing things that are going to change it in the future and make quests more difficult with this in mind. So hopefully they can also, with the master trials, also increase the amount of damage that they're doing, maybe add more purples so that the rolling change can be used in a way that makes it those quests harder to do while still making them possible with the roll change. That's how I feel about it, at least. Next, some players have shared feedback that they would like the capacity of rupees and mana to you hold to be increased. And then he just responds, "We are currently working on this. When the time comes, we will share more information." That's cool. Or manas and rupees. I've never maxed out my rupees. I've come close, but I've never maxed them out, so not a huge issue for me, but something that I know a few people have issues with. What about the feedback from players about wanting the capacity for weapons, wormprints, and dragons to increase? And then they just, I believe this was before they even did the increase, or just soon after. But they said, "We increased all players' weapons, wormprints, and dragon capability in the update the other day. I think this will make managing these things somewhat easier." So, yeah. Just a little confirmation that they know that some people want more space, and they did give us more space. So I think that was a really good idea, and I think that they gave us a lot of space. I think they doubled it. I think in the past they've given us like 10 or 5. This was like 100, 150. So it was a super big increase. Next is another huge thing. There is feedback that using summon vouchers one by one is time consuming, and players would like to be able to use multiple vouchers simultaneously. This is currently in development as well, so please wait a little longer. So this is coming down the road. I don't know how to feel about this personally, because a lot of the times when I'm using summon vouchers one by one, it's to get up my pity rate. And if I'm like, okay, I want to use 10 summon vouchers at one time, well, if I get a 5-star in those 10, now I need to use a different amount of them. And maybe I want to just get 1 5-star, so I didn't want to use multiple at once. So I think that this has times it's going to be applicable. Like a Gala, this could be super helpful, because you just be like, alright, I'm going to do 10. If I get a 5-star, I keep going. If I don't get a 5-star, I do a 10 summon. But I don't know how to feel about this. I think it's a good idea in practice, but I don't know how well it's going to be applied and how often it's going to be used. But we will see in future summoning videos if they add this, if I will use it, and what I think of it when I do those other videos. Next, we have another request from us this time too. The castle grounds are always bright and sunny, but it would be nice if there were features where the castle grounds would change during nighttime after 6 p.m. or something like that. If the facilities glowed and there was even a decorative light display when it turned nighttime, it might even increase the number of logins at night. And he just says, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you for the feedback. So this is a cool idea. I think that the Halidome should change with the season and change at night, because it would just be, it would look cooler. I think it would be super awesome if like you logged in during winter and there was a bunch of snow on the ground. That'd be awesome. And even if they I don't think they would, but even if they added like snow to some of the little facilities, like the sword dojos or the or any of the weapon dojos, really, just add snow on the roof. It'd be kind of cute. I think it would work well. And lastly, this is an interesting one, and I don't know how to feel about this, so let's look at it. We also like to share one request from our listeners. They say that they love how cute and energetic Sarisse is, and are sad that she doesn't often get to play as part of the main campaign. Plus, since she's a Galaxy Avenger, unfortunately many players have not been able to get her and play her as well in Dragalia Lost. To help even more players realize how great Sarisse is, they hope that you will give her more chances to shine in the main campaign and consider giving her out as a story adventurer. And Okada says, well, Sarisse is a very important character, so I'll keep that feedback in mind as well. I think that Sarisse, Mim, and Leaf are a strange case in which they're prominent story characters. They have Gala variants, but no story variants. And I think that, honestly, I wouldn't mind if they added any of them to story characters, because I feel like you're locking away sort of that aspect of playing these cool characters that you get to know, and they're just gone. You know, like, I think that's really an issue that people have with the game as a whole. For example, people really wanted to play as Catherine's two advisors and helpers during the event, and people said, okay, these will probably be 4 stars. Specifically, they thought Becky was going to be a 4-star, but Becky hasn't been playable at all, and outside of this event, I don't think she'll be in the game at all. So it's kind of a dilemma where you want to make things exclusive, but at the same time you're hurting people and you're taking away from their enjoyment because they can't get the same things that other people can. So I think it's an interesting philosophy, and it's part of the philosophy of gacha as a whole. But I really do hope that they consider adding her. I'm thinking of, personally, the YouTuber Dragalia Foundry, who has spent over, I don't even know, probably 1 million summons by now trying to get Gala Sarisse and hasn't yet. But yeah, all in all, this is a very interesting post. I don't know quite how to feel about it. Additionally, we have a version update coming on the 9th, or probably the 10th for most people. They didn't say it was in it. I don't know what's going to be in it. So maybe after the update comes out, they'll say. But it just says we'll add certain features and fix issues. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. You will get a 10 sold summon voucher from it, but I don't know what to say about this otherwise. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.